Right. How many times do I have to say this?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Call of Duty, go!
Yeah, Call of Duty, what I can say, Modern Warfare 3, one of the big games of GameFest. And yours truly has actually played it. On demo of this fest was the survival mode. One of the new hype modes for Spec Ops. Basically, you know, fight waves of enemies and survive as long as possible. While one went in the booth itself, it was actually quite cool. I've got to mention this because, you know, we weren't allowed to film or have footage or cameras or anything in there, so...
Yeah, typically.
Yeah, typically. Obviously, it's one of the big ones, so they don't want to keep as much under wraps as possible unless you see it yourself. Basically, the booth's quite cool. You walked in there, sort of Modern Warfare timeline along the wall, you know, what's happened in the series so far. Some standing up, you know, playing the Xbox booths. But the booth I got to try, it was actually a round table, like in a war room.
Nice.
With TVs built in. It was so cool. It was awesome.
And you felt like a commander.
Yeah, I felt like I was in command of in a war somewhere. It was really awesome. I mean, I actually got to sit there as well in one of the chairs in that round table. It was pretty cool. I mean, the only problem I had was with that setup was that the headset was playing up, so I couldn't really get a good feel for the audio. But beforehand, someone was playing on a big screen demoing the actual level we were playing. The level itself was set in Paris, and I found the level detail quite detailed. I mean, it's the Quake 3 engine that's still being used, and you know, there's not much improvements really. You know, it's just the same old, really, you know, same old graphics, same old gameplay, but as it was a new mode, you know, this is quite an innovation and probably as innovative as the series will get, really, you know.
So you're saying it was set in Paris?
It's moving to a World War III sort of scenario, so, like, everyone's getting involved now. It's quite crazy and manic.
Okay, so...
But, I mean, the level itself was set in Paris. Basically, from what I saw, it was quite difficult. I mean, I played the co-op and with someone, and you really have to watch each other's backs. You really have to watch out, otherwise you could die quite easily.
So it's very much focused on... Well, obviously you played a multiplayer map, but it's very focused on you and your teammates, rather than kind of everyone... conveniently doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you do have to, like, sometimes... we kind of ended up sticking together because, you know, it was sort of easier. I mean, me and some random guy who played it, so... Yeah, it was really quite difficult. I mean, literally, wave 2 or 3, you get the attack dogs coming after you.
Oof.
And then...
so
wave 6,
like a horde mode?
Yeah, it pretty much is. I mean, think of, like, the zombies. You have waves of zombies coming at you, but it's like that. But instead, it's, like, actual normal Call of Duty. But yeah, I mean, wave 6 you had like two helicopters like coming at you. For some reason you could machine gun them down, but you know, pretty weak. It was quite weird, but you know, my teammate was really struggling running away, and I just managed to gun them down. You know, it's quite an epic, and he was just like, "Oh, well done." I was just like, "Yeah," felt badass.
What about graphically? Have they cleaned anything up?
It's the same graphics, really. You know, same old, really.
Bit of the same.
Yeah, and I've got to say, they're going a bit over controversial this time. I mean. Modern Warfare here too, have the no Russian love, you know, gunning down civilians in an airport. This time, for some reason, they've got suicide bombers. I find it a bit tasteless, really. Literally, wave 6, watch out, suicide bombers. I was like, you've got to be kidding me, you know, suicide bombers.
Yeah.
They really are trying to, like, make as much controversy as possible, so they can get more, probably, press coverage and more people going, this game should be banned. I mean, after all, any publicity is not bad publicity, is it, really?
Controversy for the sake of it.
Exactly,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they don't need it. I mean, personally myself, I thought it was kind of a bit tasteless, but I'm not really phased by stuff like that. But you know, a lot of people are going to complain, and that's where they're going to get a lot of press from, really. I think.
Yeah, like the old Hitman game did.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And Modern Warfare 2, no Russian, as I've just mentioned.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you know, apart from that, same graphics, same gameplay, same Call of Duty. It's just another new mode. I mean. I only got about probably 10-minute gameplay experience of it, so I can't really say too much about it. But you know, really, if you love Call of Duty, you know, and millions of people do, you'll still love this, you know. But other than that, nothing new.
Excellent. Okay then.
Cool.
Is that it? Oh, how long did you queue for that? By the way?
Actually, it wasn't actually that long. Really, I was quite surprised. The queue moved quite quickly today. It was probably about an hour-ish, maybe slightly less. I was quite impressed with how quickly it moved.
Oh, okay. Considering, like, the queues are insane at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's been people queuing 2 hours, 45 minutes for this, you know. I mean, it is one of the big games, but that's crazy. I mean, Battlefield 3, the queue for that is like 3 hours long. I mean, I think...
Yeah, it was nearly up to the entrance at one point.
It's crazy. I don't think there's any way we're going to cover that game. I'm sorry, folks, but the queue is just too insane. I don't know how we're gonna even. I imagine people can even get past that damn queue. I might not even take up the whole conference hall like to look at, you know. It should be supposed to be called Battlefield Fest or something, you know.
Yeah, that's the Battlefield Fest. Every console, Battlefield.
Pretty much.
Okay.